What's up YouTube, my name's Will, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you guys about why you're struggling to keep up with your New Year's resolution and how to fix that.
Willie Will. Rackets on rackets, got backings on backings, I'm riding around in the coupe.
Alright, so first off, if this is the first time you guys are watching a video from me, don't forget to click that subscribe button and ding dong the notification bell so you get notified when I upload every single week. I know this week I'm a little bit late, but I've had a lot of stuff going on and YouTube's just been pushed back and back and back versus work stuff, so that's the thing. But anyway, in this video I'm going to say the reasons why I think you guys are failing with your New Year's resolutions, or failing to keep up, or feeling like it's getting too much, and I'm going to let you know how I think you should fix that. So the first thing I'm going to say, you've probably gone in a bit too hard. So you probably, you thought about it on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and you've gone, right, my resolution this year is I'm going to get fit. And then what you've done is you've gone, okay, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week. I'm going to completely cut out all sugary foods and sugary drinks. I'm not going to have any alcohol. And that is just an unrealistic expectation if you're coming from having never really done much fitness and that sort of stuff before. You've never really tried to change your diet, or you've tried it but only for a couple of weeks, or you need to do it quickly to fit in a certain suit or a dress or something like that. Basically, if you've had little experience in the fitness community and you've just thought that more is better, right, because you're going to achieve the results faster. Well, not necessarily. The key to this is consistency. So forget going 5 days a week, because what you're going to do is you'll probably do that for 1 or 2 weeks maximum, and then you're probably going to go, I'm not seeing the results that I want to see, and it's really hard. I feel tired. I'm aching. It's just really hard work. I think I'm going to give up, and that is a really bad thing to happen, because it's consistency. That's the thing. If you were to have said, I'm going to go once or twice a week, and you made sure you did that, that's going to be less taxing on you, and it's something that you're going to be able to realistically stick at after, especially if you're coming from a place where you've got a 9-to-5 job, and then you've got to go either before or after, and you've got other responsibilities, if you've got kids or whatever. The gym is going to come under those priorities, so trying to do it 5 days a week isn't going to work. So what you want to do, scale it back. You want to not go in as hard as that. You want to say once or twice a week. You're probably going to stick at that, and if you do stick at it, then you will start seeing small incremental results, and that will motivate you to keep going. And that is probably the first thing that's going to happen there. Also, don't try and cut out everything in your diet to start with. Don't be like, I'm going to cut out all carbs, or I'm going to not have any fizzy drinks, I'm not going to have any alcohol, I'm not going to have any chocolate. Like, it's fine for you to have those things as long as you don't have them in excessive amounts. If you don't have alcohol every single day, if you don't have, a ridiculous amount of sugary drinks, like if you're having like 5 cans of Coke a day, then yeah, that's bad. Cut down to 2, or, don't just cut it out completely, because then you're going to want it even more. Like, you need some sort of, you can't just go from here to here. Like, you need to slowly bring it down with anything to do with nutrition. So that is what I would suggest if you have gone in too hard, and if that's what you've basically decided you've chosen to do. The second thing I'm going to say that's probably happened is you've overcomplicated it. What you may have done is you may have consumed somebody's content. It may have even been my content about how to calculate macros, how much grams of X, Y, Z you should be eating per day. You could be trying to work out exactly how many calories you want to burn per workout. You could be looking up all these ridiculous new exercises that you've never used before, things like that. That is basically what overcomplicating means to my mind. You've looked at something, it's a really, really sophisticated system. You've looked at it as if you're going into a physique show, and that's just not the case. We're just trying to get fitter, we're trying to get a bit healthier, and you probably missed out some key elements as well for New Year's resolutioners, which when it comes to fitness is just a few simple things that you need to change in order to just start on that track of getting better. If you want to go in harder once you've got this first initial thing on track and you feel like, yeah, okay, I feel like I can consistently do that, I want a bit more, then by all means go in harder down the line, but don't go in too hard and don't overcomplicate it straight away. So all I want you guys to worry about is I want you to worry about calories in versus calories out. And that is all I want you to worry about in terms of nutrition, other than protein, which I'll get onto it in a minute. If you're trying to lose weight, lose weight meaning lose body fat, then you need to be in a calorie deficit. And all that means is that you need to be aware of how many calories you're eating that day and making sure that the amount of calories you're expending is greater than the amount of calories that you're consuming. That is it. That is all you need to worry about. If that happens and you do that every single day, maybe bar one day, one day isn't going to wreck a whole week. That's absolutely fine as long as it's not outrageously bad, then that's fine for you to do that. But if you do that consistently, you will lose body fat, you will get leaner. The second thing is, as I just mentioned, protein. The only thing I want you to worry about in terms of macros, the only macro you need to even think about looking into is protein. And that is, I'm only saying this not because I'm a gym bro and protein is life and I have like 4 protein shakes a day, because I don't. I have 1, maybe 2 maximum. If by the end of the day I've not reached my protein goal by natural means, then I'll have an additional protein shake just to bump it up a little bit, especially after I've worked out or something like that. But what I want you guys to worry about is you need to weigh yourself, convert whatever it is so that it's in pounds. If you weigh yourself in kilograms, convert it to pounds. You can do that online. And you want to try to aim for 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. That's it. That's all it is. It's not a hard calculation to do. You literally just take your weight. Okay, I'm going to try and have that amount of protein in grams. And it's not hard to track this either. You've got apps like MyFitnessPal. You can literally just scan a barcode of anything that you've bought and you can create your own recipes on there. So if you're cooking something for everybody, you can scan everything you put into it, and then by the end of it, you can then divide that by how many servings it gives, and then it will tell you all the contents of what's in there. So you know exactly how many grams of protein you're going to be getting from that meal, and you just want to try and aim for that. That is a good generic baseline for most people, is 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And that's the only thing I want you to worry about with macros. The third thing is adequate rest time. This is one of the things that, if you've overcomplicated it, you're probably not actually even looking into, is sleep. And I am the largest hypocrite when it comes to this, because I am absolutely team no sleep. Like I really struggle with this, and if I was to have a New Year's resolution this year, that I think is probably what it would be, is to sort out my sleep and try and get to bed earlier, actually get a full 8 hours, because it's alright smashing it in the gym, lifting heavy, running for ridiculous amounts of time, or cycling, whatever cardio you do, burning all those calories, trying to make strength gains. But while we're at the gym, what we're actually doing is damaging the muscle tissue. When you're lifting, then all you're doing is tearing the muscles. So you need time for your body to repair that, which for most people is when they are asleep. So you need to make sure that you have adequate amounts of sleep. If you're not getting between 7 and 8 hours as an adult, then I would say to you, at night, think about the things that are stopping you from going to sleep. Are you watching TV, Netflix? Are you on your phone? Are you working on your laptop? Anything that's giving out large amounts of light, especially blue light, which comes from, it's artificial light that comes from electronic devices. Try to find ways to decrease that. And a lot of this, there is a function on the iPhone where you can actually turn on a blue light filter between certain times. I've done that on my phone now, because I do know I'm going to be looking at my phone sort of past 8 p.m. So I've turned that on to make sure I don't get that much blue light exposure. And also I'm trying to make sure that I turn my TV off at night, so my room is pitch black, because with this light, how our bodies know if they need to go to sleep or not, back before we had any of this, is when it gets dark, your brain releases a hormone called melatonin, and that is what induces, you know, relaxation, slowing the heart rate, cooling the body down so we can go to sleep. And with all the technology and all the screens we're looking at all the time, the melatonin production is decreased. We're not getting that feeling that we need to go to bed, and then when we eventually do go to bed, we're on the extreme of being absolutely knackered and we don't actually get the adequate rest that we need. So that's something that you need to sort out if you're just coming into fitness and you feel like you're not keeping up with your New Year's resolution. Just backtrack a bit, simplify everything, don't overcomplicate it. And the final point that I have is, especially this would be aimed at people who have office jobs, or just jobs where you're not particularly active, is to look at your NEAT, which is essentially your activity during the day that would not be considered designated exercise. So NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is essentially what I just said. So it would be just simple things that would be like counting how many steps you do per day. I think the statistic for office workers is that they do about 2,000, maybe 3,000 steps a day, if that. And when the ultimate goal is 10,000 steps a day, that's obviously, you can see the gap there. So what I would say to you is, if you've got a smartphone or a smartwatch, just track how many steps you do in a day, and if you're like those people and you have, you know, 2,000 or 3,000, then just make a conscious effort to try and walk a bit more and get that up to 5,000. I'm not saying you have to go straight from 2 to 3 to 10, because again, that's just not going to happen. It's too big of a jump. You need to do it in small incremental stages. So we're going to go for 5,000. If you're already at 5, try and go for 7. You get the idea. And all you could do with this is either try and get up a bit more often while you're at work, either to go get a drink, or, you know, go to the copier. Like, I don't know, I don't have an office job, I'm a warehouse worker, so I'm on my feet all day running around lifting things, so I don't need to worry about that. But for those of you who do, that's something you could do. Or potentially when you get home, on the days where you're not going to the gym or something like that, you could just do a quick 10-20 minute walk, and that will definitely bring your steps right up for the day. And what that will be doing is that will be increasing your amount of calories that you're burning that day without actually having to go to the gym and put in a proper session. So you're essentially going to be increasing your basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of calories that you burn per day just by normal living, by increasing your NEAT, which is the activity that you do throughout the day, every single day, without designated exercise. So I just wanted to make this short video for you guys. I again apologize for the video being late, but sometimes life just gets in the way, and that's just happened this week, unfortunately. I hope you guys took some value from this. If you are struggling with your New Year's resolution and this helped you in any way, then please make sure to drop a like on the video. It really helps out the channel, and I'd be really interested to know from you guys, if you want to drop it in the comments, if I've missed anything out, if you've got any further questions as to what I would advise you to do. Everything I've said here is fairly generic, so it will apply to most people, but if you do have any more specific questions, then feel free to drop me a comment down below. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.